I was just on set with the most famous person I've ever filmed with. Actually, the most famous people I've ever filmed with. Let me explain. A few months ago, I began filming podcast episodes. I was able to book some pretty big guests, and one of my favorites was HumorBagel. If you don't know HumorBagel, well, here's who he is. Oh, and I forgot to mention who I am. My name is Patrick. I am a content creator and worship pastor in NYC, and this is another crazy story from my content creation journey. I don't love the it's a prank bro corner of the YouTube, and that's why I love HumorBagel. Not only is his stuff so funny, but he's so kind and genuine. His pranks never ruin anyone's day. Actually, it normally puts a huge smile on people's faces, including mine, and it's no wonder that he's amassed a community of over 3 million people who watch his content on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And while you're checking out all these, go ahead and feel free to, follow, subscribe to me as well. Try it out. So after we did this podcast episode, HumorBagel started bringing me out to film with him in Central Park. And I get to laugh all day. I work with someone I genuinely like. And all the while, I'm gleaning anything I can from him as we walk from location to location. It's like I'm at content creation school with one of the best, HumorBagel. But then everything changed when I got this text. So HumorBagel needed someone to help him film a sketch with the Impractical Jokers for a viral marketing campaign they were putting together. So many emotions. I was excited, I was nervous, but I was also so ready for this. Conveniently for me, we were scheduled to shoot at a studio in Queens, which is where I live. So I met Taylor there, and I could tell that he was nervous, and he kept apologizing because he felt a little bit scattered, which I totally understood because for him, this was not just another day. It was not just another gig. Taylor, or HumorBagel, he's a fan of the Impractical Jokers. This was not just a wonderful opportunity for him as a creator. He was excited to meet the Jokers and work with them. So once we got through security, we were taken to a huge set where promo shots were being taken and everyone was like in business mode. It was serious. I was out of my league, to put it lightly. We also kept getting referred to as the influencers, which was hilarious. Personal assistants, production people, hair and makeup, they all called us the influencers. Here are the influencers. Let's go meet the influencers. Hey everyone, these are the influencers. And then it happened. One of the Jokers came to meet the influencers and hear a bit about what kind of sketch Taylor had planned for them. So let me explain. The Jokers are making a jump from their current network to TBS. This is huge news. It matters for their career. And obviously this is going to be advertised. It is being advertised in all the right places. But their team wanted some popular influencers to share this news using organic platforms. And HumorBagel is an obvious choice, seeing as how his content is based on fun pranks similar to the Impractical Jokers.
How's bragging camp going?
Once Taylor began talking to the Jokers and moving through the studio with the production assistants, it hit me. I kind of asked myself, what if this was me? What if they had asked me to come and do this and Taylor was filming me? What would I want to capture? I was there to be his cameraman. So I asked myself, what would I want captured? And the answer is everything. So I took out my personal camera and I began to film everything. Instead of just following HumorBagel around and waiting for our turn to shoot our sketch, I grabbed my B camera, my Sony ZV-E10, and I captured everything I could. Not only did I film the sketch that Taylor had planned with the Jokers, but I filmed all this great behind-the-scenes stuff because I knew that this is something I would want if I was the one creating this amazing memory for me as a creator and for the Impractical Jokers. Now, you might be looking at the footage I've captured, or even this shot right here, and thinking, wow, that looks great. Well, I know it does. I've worked really hard on my setup here. Every time I log into Zoom or post content like this, I get comments on how professional my setup looks. So I want to let you know, I created a free document that has all the gear I use for videos. It's a working document, meaning it changes because I update it every time I change something in my setup. It has all the gear I use so that you can get your setup locked in like mine. All you have to do is click the link below or visit iampatrickmurphy.com/setup to get my gear list for absolutely free. If you want to make great looking videos, Don't make the same mistakes I did. Check out what I've used. It's really going to help you out.
Wow.
Eventually, we made it to a small green room where HumorBagel pitched his idea to the Jokers, and they loved it. You can see his video, which I filmed, linked in the description below. However, before we walked into that room, we realized that we weren't the only influencers in there.
Oh, okay.
I'll leave the room when you guys do your bit so I can
all good,
give
man.
your space. I'm
All
just gonna
good.
get set up here.
Yeah.
Oh
feel
yes,
like-
we need some dancing space.
I've danced in front of people in my day, and I'm sure the Jokers aren't bashful. So
That's right.
it doesn't matter.
Nick Koser, I don't know if I'm saying that right, who is known as the Dancing Weatherman, was on before us, and it was so cool to meet him as well as the Impractical Jokers. It was kind of like this content creator party, and we were all nervous and we were all excited, and it was just so cool to be there. Finally, it was our turn to film, and I walked in with all of Taylor's gear to film his sketch, but again, I had my camera in the back of the room filming nonstop to capture every moment. And I keep mentioning this extra footage I captured because when we got home and I uploaded everything for Taylor, he was floored that I got all that extra footage to work with, and I had clearly gone above and beyond his expectations, and he said he had already made plans to use my footage in a behind the scenes video, and he had no idea it was available, but there it was for him to use. Also, my camera's audio was able to help him fix a couple of audio issues that he had with his gear. So having that backup was more than nice, it was needed.
Mind if I get a quick selfie with you guys?
We're in here, right?
Yep. I'm happy to take it too if you want a not selfie.
No. The selfie is what the cool kids are doing. All right, here we go.
I'll go low.
There you go. 3, 2, 1. Awesome.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks,
We
man.
didn't
Thanks for
expect any nudity. That was like a fun surprise.
Never do.
Man, what did I miss?
Yeah, I
Good
know.
luck topping that.
Hope you have a
Thank you,
long
guys.
life.
Thank you, Nick.
Pleasure.
Best interview ever.
Appreciate it. Yeah, right.
No pressure.
We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch. Sounds good.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
All right,
My turn.
your turn. We have a couple of concepts, I think, right?
Yes.
But back to Taylor's scene. I grabbed his camera to film a few takes of the scene he had prepared. It was great fun. The whole room was laughing hysterically the entire time, and Taylor got exactly what he needed. Again, check out his video in the description. I added the link there. You can just go watch it. It's really, really great.
Really hope to cross paths with them one day. Man.
That mother is far. I was gonna curse and I didn't want to.
I just was gonna like.
Then once we were done, we all took a selfie together. Well, some of us did. I'm totally kidding. I really did everything I could to make sure that this was Taylor's day. Let me explain. That's not because he was demanding or even being a diva or asked me to. He is so genuine and kind. He kept telling me all throughout, he's like, hey, if you want to film anything, it's totally cool. But I wanted it to be about him. I made that choice personally because I understood how big of a deal this was, even for a creator with HumorBagel's success. So after they took that selfie, one of the Jokers turned around and looked at me and he said, do you want a photo too? And I just looked at him and I said, no, I'm totally good, but thank you. I actually really like the secret photo I took of them. I think it's funny. It's really a cool part of the memory. And I also have all of this footage, so I'm good. Once we were done, the people working with the Impractical Jokers scooted them out of there fast to go shoot more shots and film more scenes with other people. And we were left in this little green room, sitting there by ourselves, kind of packing up our stuff going, did that just happen? Did we really just film with them? It was a whirlwind and one of those NYC content creator experiences that I will never forget. And you should definitely go check out your boy's camera work. I like when he said, there's no windows in here. And he goes, just the way I like it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it might be a little like inconsistent.
Figure it outy.
Figure it outy. But I mean, it is what it is.
I think we did it.
Think we did it?
I think we did it.
I've been impractically joked.
Nailed it. And you should definitely go check out your boy's camera work over on HumorBagel's channel. Not only am I shooting with him in Central Park, but I also shot this video. And speaking of videos, don't leave without watching this. It's really gonna help you out.